from Srimati Kisuritai Bore College of Pharmacy, Kamti, and I'm here to present the top paper, which is titled as "Facilitatory Role of Neuropeptide Y on the Onset of Puberty: Its Effect of Immunoutilization of Neuropeptide Y on the Release of LH and LHRH." This paper was published in July 1990 from the Department of Neuroendocrinology in the National Health Publication, and it was available on 8 July 2014 on in PMC. And the authors are Sirominami et al. So we will see in this presentation first the introduction, then the material and methods, then results, discussion, and the future aspects of this paper. So first, introduction. So as we know, this paper is mainly based on the puberty and on actually onset of puberty. So we have to know what is puberty. We all know and we all have general idea about puberty. So puberty is the peak of multitude of developmental processes occurring at the hypothalamic, pituitary, and gonadal levels. So we can consider it as it acts with the help of hypothalamic, pituitary, gonadal axis, and also it is manifested by pre-ovulatory gonadotropin surge leading to the first ovulation. In puberty, what happens? The signal from the neurosecretory cells comes to the hypothalamus, and hypothalamus stimulates the pituitary gland, adrenal pituitary gland, to secrete various hormone. In the case of puberty, there is secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone, or we can say luteinizing hormone releasing hormone, which leads to release of LH and ultimately leads to puberty. So here the puberty in girls occurs between 9 to 14 years, and average age is 11 year. In boys 10 to 14 years, average age is 12 year, and in rat it is occur in early fourth week. These are key events of the puberty which are occur during the puberty. In the adrenarch, there is body odor, oily skin and hair, pubic hair development occurs. In thalarch, mainly in females, there is breast budding. In gonadarch, there is ovaries and testes growth. There is increase in sex steroid production. In menarche, mainly in female, there is onset of menstruation. Then pubarch, that is pubic hair development. Also, there is spermarch, that is spermatogenesis production, and the growth spurt where the growth of bones is elongated. Then our second most keyword is neuropeptide Y, which is found in postganglionic sympathetic nerves, where it is co-localized with the catecholamines and also in adrenal medulla. The hypothalamus contains large number of neuropeptide Y immunoreactive intrinsic neurons from the neurosecretory cells. As we know, the hypothalamus is a master endocrine gland, and it maintains the homeostasis by maintaining the what we can say, by maintaining the balance between central nervous system and the endocrine system. Also, the neuropeptide Y containing nerve terminals which are projecting from the brainstem nuclei to the hypothalamus, which we are calling as in this, that is neurosecretory cells. So this is the general cascade by which the puberty occurs. That is from the neurosecretory cells of brainstem, the signal comes to the preoptic nuclei of the hypothalamus. From this hypothalamus, the with the help of hypophyseal portal system, which is the portal system for transportation of hypothalamic hormones from hypothalamus to the anterior gland of the anterior part of the pituitary gland. Then pituitary gland, after receiving the signal from hypothalamus, secretes gonadotropin releasing hormone and luteinizing hormone releasing hormone in the gonadotrophs, and ultimately lead to release of luteinizing hormone, which leads to onset of puberty. So we are here to see that how the neuropeptide Y having correlation with this cascade. So we have seen that neuropeptide Y immunoreactive intrinsic neurons have their location in hypothalamus, uh, and they are locally secreted in the hypophyseal pituitary portal system. So they modulate the pituitary gland, and thus they modulate the secretion of various hormones from the pituitary gland hypothalamus. Neuropeptide and the neuropeptide Y release in parallel with the gonadotropin releasing hormone and releasing hormone. Thus, it stimulates and increases the release of luteinizing hormone and ultimately leads to the onset of puberty. So therefore, neuropeptide Y has been reported to moderate the secretion of LH from the pituitary gland, possibly by affecting the LHRS secretion from the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. Also, there is striking similarity, as we have seen here, that between the developmental changes of postnatal neuropeptide Y and LHRH contained in the hypothalamus and preoptic area. That is, this text box will easily help to understand that there is striking similarity, and that is pre-ovulatory surge of LHRH on puberty is in parallel to the neuropeptide surge Y surge in the hypothalamus pituitary portal axis, sorry, portal system in the blood. This median imminous arcuate nucleus is the main location of neuropeptide Y, where in the arcuate nucleus there is dense quantity of neuropeptide Y neurons is present, and which is takes part in the hypophyseal pituitary portal system, by which the hypothalamic neurons transfer from hypothalamus to the anterior pituitary gland, and thus this cascade is followed by it. In this study, the effect of passive immunoneutralization of neuropeptide Y on the pre-ovulatory LH surge in peripheral plasma and LHRH release in the pituitary portal plasma in pubertal female rats is mainly examined. So we are moving toward the material and methods. In this, we'll take the prepubertal female Sprague-Dawley rat weighing 80 gram. Then light and dive cycle will be maintained, and the housing condition will be maintained, the temperature and the moisture content and all. Then water and food will be supplied ad libitum. Then fine glass pipette will be used to surgically open the surgically opening of the vagina to inspect the vaginal smear daily until the day of first stress. Then in experiment number 1, which the objective of which is to observe the rate of LH surge in plasma at low dose of anti-neuropeptide Y administered centrally, in which the stainless steel cannula fixation intracerebroventicularly will be takes place with the help of 27 gauge stainless steel cannula in the third ventricle of the brain under the halogen anesthesia in pubertal rats. Then with the help of infusion pump on the day of first proestrus, the treated rat two groups will be there, that is treated and controlled. In treated animals, there is 30 microliter anti-neuropeptide Y, which is raised in rabbit against porcine neuropeptide Y, infused at 2 microliter per minute intracerebroventricularly between 9 to 30 to 10. Then in control rat, either 30 microliter of normal rabbit serum will be injected, or there will be no treatment. Then after this, the serial blood specimen of 400 microliter collected at 1 hour interval from 12 hour to 18 hour through the indwelling right atrial cannula, and then plasma immediately gets separated and stored at minus 70 degrees Celsius until assayed. Ovulation examined by laparotomy on the day of first distress, and the number of OA in the fallopian tubes counted on the next morning. The ovulation and the number of OA will be counted as a markers of LH production. Then in experiment number 2, objective of which is to observe the rate of LH level peripherally at high dose of anti-neuropeptide Y. So the pubertal rat implanted indwelling right atrial cannula 2 to 4 days prior to the experiment under the halogen anesthesia. Then on first proestrus, 300 microliter of anti-neuropeptide Y administered to the right atrium through the right atrial cannula between 9:30 to 10 hours. Then serial blood specimen will be collected up to 400 microliter at 1 hour interval from 12 to 18 hours, and again the ovulation and the number of OVA will be counted with the help of staining. In experiment number 3, the objective of which to observe the reduction in LH concentration induced by anti-neuropeptide Y administered centrally. This experiment will be performed mainly to clarify whether the uh, suppression of LHRH release is either due to peripheral administration of anti-neuropeptide Y or due to central administration of neuropeptide Y. In this, on the first proestrus day, rats will be anesthetized with Safan 4 ml per kg body weight intraperitoneally at 10 hour. Then after anesthetize, the pituitary stalk of this rat will be exposed. The stainless steel cannula fixation, as we have seen in experiment number 1, will be planted there, and the 30 microliter of anti-neuropeptide Y administered for 15 minutes by infusion pump at 11 year. Then after this, the pituitary stack will be cut, and the pituitary portal blood sample will be collected during 4 consecutive 1 hour intervals between 14 to 18 hours. and the result will be obtained with the help of radioimmunoassay. So radioimmunoassay will be followed by the experiment number 3, in which LH concentration determined by double antibody radioimmunoassay using kits supplied by National Institute of Alzheimer, Diabetes, Digestive and Kidney Diseases. The reference standard for LH used was LH reference preparation 2. The pituitary portal plasma extracted with HCl methanol and LHRH concentration in the plasma extract measured by double antibody radioimmunoassay using synthetic LHRH standard and the LHRH antiserum. Here in the diagram, we can see that here our radioactive antigen is iodine 131 or iodine 125. LHRH antiserum is the primary antibody. Then LHRH serum from the rat that we have obtained from the pituitary portal plasma. LHRH antiserum is unlabeled antigen. Then the radioactive antigen displaced by the unlabeled antigen. This will occur in the radioimmunoassay. Then the precipitate of antigen antibody complexes with anti-immunoglobulin, that is anti-neuropeptide Y, to precipitate out the first complex will be used. That is, in this case, the second antibody will be anti-neuropeptide Y. So the result will be obtained as if radioactive activity of supernatant is equal to free antigen, and radioactivity of precipitate will be equal to bound antigen. And from this, we will conclude the data are expressed as a mean plus minus SEM, the statistical difference between the multiple groups determined by analysis of variance and Duncan's multiple resistance. In the Duncan's multiple resistance, there is a determination or identification of the variations in two results. The difference between the two groups determined by the t-test and the p-value of less than 0.05 considered as a significant. Then we'll move toward the result. They have performed that the systemic LH levels of untreated animals exhibited the expected pre-ovulatory surge on the afternoon of first poestrus, which are, here we can see that at the 12, 13, 14, there is less amount of LH surge or LH level, but at the 15 hour and in between 15 or 16 hour, there is peak of the LH level. So this is the result of untreated animals, and we will see how the level of LH will fluctuate or will fluctuate after treatment of anti-neuropeptide Y antibody. And here the administration of normal rabbit serum, which we have used in a control group, did not change the level of LH significantly during the afternoon of first poestrus as compared to the rat without treatment, that is untreated animals. Therefore, NRS, that is normal rabbit serum, was used as a control for anti-neuropeptide Y injection. So we are considering as a control. This is the result from figure. Effect of neuropeptide Y immunoneutralization on LH and LHRS secretion during the first proestrus in rats were observed. In the first diagram, that is in A, the peripheral plasma LH profile in rat infused with a 30 microliter of microliter per for 15 minutes of normal rabbit syrup and anti-neuropeptide Y serum in the third ventricle, that is intracerebral ventricle, we have administered on the day of first proestrus, and the result were obtained. So we can see that these triangles are showing are the indicators of normal rabbit serum treatment, and these filled and unfilled circles are the indicators of anti-neuropeptide Y serum. So in this, animal treated with the anti-neuropeptide Y showed either delayed, that is here the cursor, I'm moving this cursor, either a delayed, that is significant LH surge, or no significant, that is unfilled circles showing no significant increase in plasma LH level. So here we can see that anti-neuropeptide, as compared to the normal rabbit serum, anti-neuropeptide giving delayed LH levels. In second B diagram, the peripheral plasma LH profile in the rats that received intravenous intravenous injection of 300 microliter of normal rabbit serum and anti-neuropeptide Y serum was observed. So in this case, the triangle, as same in first, the triangle indicating normal rabbit serum treatment and the filled circles are indicating the anti-neuropeptide Y serum. So we can see here that there is delayed LH surge in animals who are treated, which are treated with anti-neuropeptide Y, and then at the end, between 16 to 18 hours, there is a significant parallel parallel level of LH at the end of the stress cycle or afternoon. So, and the third diagram is showing that pituitary portal plasma LHRH concentration in rats treated with the cerebroventricular infusion of normal diabetes serum and anti-neuropeptide Y serum. So, in this, the unfilled bar is showing normal diabetes serum treatment, and filled bar is showing anti-neuropeptide Y serum. So, here we can see easily that there is a decrease in the level of portal plasma LHRH when treated with anti-neuropeptide Y as compared to the normal rabbit serum. So from here the result were obtained. And the next part is discussion. There is prominent, as we have seen in the result, that prominent effect of intracerebroventricular anti-neuropeptide by administration on the LH surge, and the fact that LH surge secretion was suppressed by the antibody treatment, that is anti-neuropeptide Y, suggesting that facilitatory role of neuropeptide Y on the first preovulatory LH surge is mainly attributed to the enhancement of LHRH secretion during the onset of puberty. Since neuropeptide Y has been shown to augment the pituitary LH response to LHRH, it is possible that peripherally administered neuropeptide will affect the pituitary gland by decreasing the responsiveness of LH secretion to LHRH. This both the discussion on intracerebroventricular administration of anti-neuropeptide Y, and which are indicating facility role of neuropeptide Y, and the peripheral administration of anti-neuropeptide Y, which is showing the rest results. The steroidal milieu during the afternoon of first proestrus in the pubertal rats is consistent with the stimulatory action of neuropeptide Y on LHRH, as we have seen in the result. From the result, therefore, in the prepubertal period, under the increasing influence of estrogen, neuropeptide Y enhances the secretion of LHRH, as we have seen, and augments the effect of LHRH on LH secretion from the pituitary gland, as it modulates the pituitary gland secretion to induce the pre-ovulatory LHRH and LH surges, which results in the pubertal onset. These are the future aspect, that is it. This study may helpful in the determination or prediction of the precocious puberty and associated pathological conditions such as breast cancer, teen pregnancy, certain psychological conditions too. And it is also it may also be useful for identification of the causes associated with delayed puberty in psychological conditions such as depression, psychosomatic complaints like psoriasis, high blood pressure, heart diseases, etc. And the third is onset of psychosis. This is one evidence that onset of psychosis in females would be related to the early menarche. So the various psychological conditions like anxiety and all occurs during the early menarche can be treated or can be diagnosed and treated with the help of this study. Thank you.